All right, at the risk of being the world's most boring video, where you literally watch me work for 5 minutes, I'm going to show you what I was working today. What I was working on today. It's a new product that I've never worked with before, but it's a multi-conductor wire, and there's 12 wires inside this black thicker jacket that you're looking at. So since there's 3 sets, there's 36 wires in this motor cabinet. So I've got a little reference sheet that I am referring to, and I'm going through and numbering each individual conductor that corresponds with where it goes installed in the terminal block that you'll see me put it in here. And what this is a motor control panel, and this is the wire that goes from this individual control panel to the PLC panel, which is the brains of the operation that tells each motor when to turn on and turn off. So we had to run a bunch of wires between each cabinets. So this is me installing each wire in the terminal block. They go in pretty easy. Honestly, the stripping and numbering them takes the longest. So this is a chart that I made up for this job, and you'll see the 1P1 line on every column, and that's the PLC cabinet, and then the name of the corresponding cabinet and the color listing I have per cable, and this is the prints that we got from the service provider, the people who built the cabinets, and it's just garbage to try to navigate. Like if you look, the top one says 20 and 1K1 goes to 194 and 1P1. And the order is just not very good. It's all in order of where it is in the PLC. It's not in the order of where they go in these individual cabinets. So I took some time, actually on Christmas, making that spreadsheet so that way it would make this job a little bit easier. So if you're looking through, I'm kind of unbraiding the cable as I open the jacket, and I separate them. Oh, right here you see there's a color, solid color, and then there's a color with a little black tracer on it. So I have to go through and separate them between the ones with the tracer and without the tracer. So that kind of helps me identify what number it's supposed to be. And then I have to strip them all, which actually I got pretty good at by the end of the day. After you strip, a couple hundred wires. So honestly, the most tedious part of this job was just putting on all the numbers on all the wires. And so here I found a mistake in my diagram that I made up. So I go to reference the original prints that the installers gave us. Or I keep saying installers, it's the manufacturer's prints. So I keep referencing my list versus their list and trying to figure out where each of these wires is supposed to be. On this particular cabinet, it looks like I made three different mistakes. But this is one of those tasks where it looks like it's pretty straightforward and easy to do. But you could have an apprentice do this job, but then when you make a mistake in these huge bundle of wires, it makes it really difficult to troubleshoot. So you could pay a minimum wage guy to try to do this, but honestly, it would make more of a headache to try to sort it out when there's a mistake. So, and I'll be the one to, have to find my own mistakes. So I'll own up to them if anything comes up, but was pretty diligent trying to get all these wires wired appropriately. So yeah, these terminal blocks are kind of nice because you just push the wire in. This, I'm kind of giving a perspective of the size of the cabinet as I'm installing them. They got some kind of neat components. Those are some soft starts for these really big motors. I was planning on doing a bigger overview of this electrical room, but my GoPro died, so you just get to see the boring shots. You can kind of see some of the other panels in the background, like over my shoulder. There's 7 of these total, and I was able to wire 6 of them in just one day. One kind of late morning day too. But I had my cheat sheet, which saved me a lot of time and energy. Trying to get organized with this is kind of a key. But this type of thing is fun. I had this little rolly chair that I borrowed off my dad, and I just kind of went to town, kind of got in the zone. This is one of those jobs where you can kind of listen to a podcast and just kind of chill out. So that was what I was working on today.